Welcome back to the stream, everyone. Uniques only Paladin. Stronger than ever before. Basically opening chests in the Bloodmoor until you find the unique and then start from there. Actually, it's kind of funny. We did all of Act 1. Or most of Act 1 without any gear at all. And then I used the Horaric Malus to start killing Andariel. Streamer, please win the video game. I will try. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Just punching things. Yeah, exactly. And no, actually, I used Thorns, which was quite good, actually. I was surprised how good Thorns was. And of course, our character is looking so good. We are currently in Nightmare. We spent the entire last stream farming Andariel. And she dropped Bone Snap for us. Now, a very low roll, but 40% crushing blow. Then we're using Coif of Glory. And I found 3 unique helms. And they have all been Coif of Glory, which is kind of funny. But also not very funny, because it's not very good. I would prefer something else. We're using Venom Board. And I guess I might continue using that in Act 2, because there is poison damage. I do also have the Grey form on Emilio. Or, sorry, Wahid. Sorry, Wahid, you're gonna be Emilio to me. Also wearing a Coif of Glory. And an Ethereal upgraded Blood Thief. Then, of course, a lucky find, Chance Cards. Magic Find is obviously very good to have in this challenge, so you find more and more uniques. Not just 1 Nagel, but 2 Nagel rings. And currently Threads of Cathan. But I think I'm gonna actually go and swap to my Gorefoot, which I found pretty early, for some mana steal. Slightly less run speed, but some more mana steal. And then of course, on the final run, or well, not fair to say maybe, I decided to run Andariel last time until 1 more unique, 1 more run, 1 unique. And then she dropped String of Ears, my first belt, and also, you know, the perfect belt for this character. Lifesteal, but good damage reduction, which is really a problem for a two-handed sealer. We're using Seal and Fanaticism right now. Amazing drop. Amazing. That's the only, yeah, that's the one. I don't need to find another belt ever. This can easily be my forever belt. And then we have a bunch of charms. I'll just go through them quickly. There's not that much interesting. I guess this is pretty good. Found this last stream as well. Don't remember exactly where. Oh, right. I almost forgot. I found so much good loot. I'm forgetting about some of them. We don't only have the Bone Snap. This is so stupid. We also have Steel Driver and a really good roll at that. So it turns out that Diablo 2 is an easy game. You just need to find the biggest, most damaging two-handed hammers every time, right? So right now I would say we're doing pretty well. And I actually think since the Steel Driver has minus 50% requirements, it's not gonna be too much. I mean, if I upgrade that, maybe I can do that right now, actually. Shale, Emerald. No, that's the wrong. Sol, Real, Emerald. If we go and upgrade the Emerald, and upgrade this to a Martel de Fer, it's gonna have like 100 something. Strength requirement. Actually, I need to look that up so I don't upgrade myself out of using it. Martel de Fer. A Martel de Fer has 169 strength requirement. For an exceptional, that's pretty steep. But then if you cut that in half, that's like like 85, which is perfect actually. I would like more vitality, more attack rating, but who can say no to an upgraded steel driver? Hello Zarfen, it's my first day of a new job and I'm being productive by watching your stream. Well, I hope you enjoy, I hope you don't get caught on your first day. Alright. We should progress through Act 2, but I can't resist the temptation of upgrading my big, stupid mallet. I can also upgrade it to Elite. I can, but that requires like Pal and Lam. And maybe we found a Lam rune last time, or maybe that was on my offline character that I'm currently playing. That string of pairs was pure cinema at the end of the stream. Yeah, I was saying, like, I couldn't have scripted that better. Like, I've been longing for a belt for so long. It just doesn't drop. And then I went into the role, okay, we need to end on a unique, one more unique. And then freaking String of Fears drops. Amazing. Currently working on a Boason. Nice. Nice, nice. I do love the Boason. As I said in my Dexterity Only video, one of my favorite classes. Or favorite builds, rather. You cubed up to the Lam, right? I don't think so. But I'm not sure. Am I a little... Maybe I'm a little dim. Adding some light radius to the stream? Or maybe that's too bright, actually. No, it's fine. Let's do something in between. I know you guys like is an understatement. I know you guys love light radius. What Pally build? We've done a few different things. Currently, it's max fanaticism and almost max seal. I guess I tried to not be a sealer for a long time, but it is obviously the right choice. Since I have not allowed myself to use the these three the spells, and I also decided early that I didn't want to use the Holy Fire, Holy Freeze and Holy Shock, only because they make you so much less gear dependent. Those stats kind of sealed the deal. Yeah. True, true.
Maybe a card could dispel the mystery of these stones.
Bonk, bonk, bonk. Bonk, bonk. Where was the waypoint? Oh, it's all the way down here. So currently, in case you're confused, I am looking for a gem shrine, because I only had a flawless emerald and not a perfect one. Nokko-san will drop for +2 light radius. Well, in that case, I'll take it. I'll subscribe to the I'll subscribe to the light radius cult if that happens. Because one thing that is a problem is my resistances are absolute shit. String of Fears does help because magic reduced by 11 is actually kind of significant. Not against, you know, big elemental attacks, but if you're getting like bombarded by a bunch of smaller elemental attacks, it's quite good. Or, yeah, I mean, it makes quite a difference. How do you exit and re-enter the game so fast? I see you got the answer already, but since I read the question, I press enter and then I press N. N is the hotkey for nightmare. H is the one for hell, and R is the one for normal. So I just press those really quickly, which is a habit I've built from my days as a pure degen magic find grinder. I'm gonna put that in the cube just so I don't accidentally upgrade that instead. It shouldn't happen, but you know. And of course, this character has never looked this strong, right? Just completely crushing. Act 1 enemies on players 1, to be fair. And completely free of potions. I'm just gonna... tasty. Drink 4 potions without caring about it. And then just not care and move on. Feels quite nice. Wasn't there another... Oh, experience run, right. I guess I could have... Yeah, I guess I could have... killed some more stuff since I had the experience shrine. Even though my damage, yeah, exactly. Even though my damage is great, I'm not satisfied. Hungry for more, so we're gonna try to upgrade the steel driver. So this is turning into my strength only barbarian video. Being carried by steel driver. And this has so much better stats. The one from that video was 1 of anti-perfect on the damage roll. Whereas this is like 7 points of perfect.
Greetings.
I saw a comment that I don't need to put the gems in the stash because the one you interacted with the latest will be upgraded. So even if I pick up a bunch of gems, since this was in my inventory first, that would be the one to be upgraded by a gem shrine. And that is true, absolutely. I just don't trust myself. I could very easily see myself, like, imagine there's a gem shrine here. We find it, I go, oh, nice, cool, we found it. And then I say something stupid and I do like this just to celebrate. And then I click the gem shrine and then it's no longer the one I interacted with a longest time ago. So it is about self-awareness. Some tasty coffee. I'm I was considering if I should say this out loud or not, but now that I've said I've started, I guess I have to. The microwaved tea has sort of fallen off from the stream. Part of that is because with more streaming practice, my voice doesn't get as tired anymore. So I don't really need, quote-unquote, the tea as much. But I regret to inform you that this coffee in this mug is also microwaved. And not like brewed and then reheated. It is cooked in the microwave. Oh crap, now I spilled coffee on my pants. Maybe early streams aren't such a good idea after all. But the reason the stream is early is because I need to be somewhere after lunchtime, my time. Still no. I need to go and grab a paper towel. Oh man. Clumsy, clumsy, clumsy. On the floor too. It's everywhere. It'll dry up on its own eventually. Heating liquid is the best use of a microwave. I remember hearing or reading or whatever the story about when the microwave was invented. It was like
to you, partner.
It was like developed for like military use, I think, just to, you know, quickly heat food. And they thought that, you know, this is gonna be so niche and strictly for military because the food doesn't taste as well, so people aren't gonna be interested in this like the general public. But of course, people like me are lazy, and convenience is very important. And so then it became like a household staple, which was not what it was intended like. Thank you, Underdog43, for joining the Goblin gang, becoming a member on YouTube. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. Laziness eventually won out. Yeah, like it usually is. For me, anyway. I kind of wish I had charge. Just to travel a little quicker. Because we only need one gem shrine, so I'm not too bothered about it. But
Good day to
it's
you,
kind
partner.
of long trips. Slow trips. Long. Well, I guess they are long and slow. Thank you, the Daninel. Sorry if I butchered your pronunciation. Thank you for subscribing on Twitch. I appreciate it. Welcome to the Goblin Gang. Goblin Gang. What's going on here? I am looking for exactly one gem shrine to upgrade my flawless emerald to a perfect one, so we can upgrade my big bunker of a weapon to an exceptional base for even more damage. Like, look at this damage, breaking 1,000 per hit already. Great, but a goblin's greed does not stop at loot. I also want more damage if I can have it. And it is not really necessary, since where we really are, we are in Act 2 of Nightmare, and I don't need an exceptional steel driver, but I want one. Oh, now I see. If I read it in Swedish, Daniel. Okay, so it's Daniel. Okay, I get it. All right, thank you for explaining that. In hindsight, it is obvious. Go to Crypt in Act 1. For gems? What are you saying in YouTube chat? Is the thing where gem shrines don't really spawn in the stony, in the cold plains, also applicable to Nightmare? I assume that was only a normal only thing, but I guess I'll stop running in cold plains then. I keep going up to this shrine because I remember there being one here, but health shrines and mana shrines are like in a pool of their own. So if you have a health shrine spawn on your map, that can't become a gem shrine or an experience shrine or whatever. Alright, I'll stick to Stony. And maybe we can look in one of the other areas, like the Black Marsh. Oh, I missed this one. I guess I didn't explore over here. a little bit scary whenever we face enemies that you can't leech from, like skeletons. You can't steal life from skeletons. Okay, so this is a dead end. Sork energy only run when? I mean, the one stat only videos have been doing really well. And they are, you know, they are fun because you struggle with equipping stuff. And now I have done strength and dexterity, and to me those are the most interesting because you build into sort of a glass cannon. So the question is, well, energy, you can build energy shield Sork, and then energy is still useful. But what do you do for vitality? I mean, obviously you can pick a druid or a barbarian and just go for a really big life pool. But what is like the theme of the run? It would be very cool if there was a skill in the game that somehow used your life pool to do something other than, you know, surviving. I have been considering doing like a pacifist style. Oh yeah, thorns plus vitality, exactly. Well, okay, you guys were on the same idea. You could do it as a thorns build. That is true, but well, I can ask you guys, if you do a build that is vitality only, but it is also thorns only, or like a pacifist only, what challenge aspect of that is the most interesting? Like, for example, how would I like make, what would I make a video about? Would I make a video about vitality only, or, you know, beating the game without attacking, like a thorns only build? In my mind, if I did a video like that, I think the thorns only aspect is more interesting than the vitality only. Even though it is a vitality only would go well with the sort of series or whatever I'm doing right now. Man, the dark wood sucked for shrines. I guess it can be some up here. But the next video is going to be a edited and narrated summary of the crafting only challenge, I think. You know, you never know with me. I sometimes change my mind last second, last minute. Oh, pacifist on a non-pally would be fun. That sounds really awful. Which I guess is what makes a challenge fun, right? I watched a video from what's his channel called, Marco Boy the other day, where we talked about the different kinds of thorns spells. And I've not really looked into or thought about this before, but they are actually very different. For example, if you go to the Paladin's thorns, that has percentage-based damage return and the attacker takes damage. So that has both. But not all of the skills have that. I think Iron Maiden is only percentage-based return. And I think Spirit of Barbs is only attacker takes damage, no like percentage return. So the other thorn skills are super inferior to thorns, just because the percentage-based thing can be really good against act bosses, for example, but the flat damage return is so good against trash mobs. But I guess you can get thorns from something like that bow rune word. Pacifist Orc is quite good. When you say it's quite good, what is like your measuring stick? What are you comparing it to? With that being said though, for a long time ago I made a video where I used all the sorcerer skills to kill Mephisto. And you know, as sort of a meme or a joke, I used literally every skill. So I killed Mephisto with telekinesis, with all the ice armors, etc. And I've gotta say, with a maxed out cold mastery, chilling armor, or is it shiver armor? The one that shoots an ice bolt when you're attacked. That is surprisingly strong, actually.
Light cannot pierce this
That
gloom.
dealt a lot of damage. Oh, Thorns used to be percentage only too, but I buffed it since it was bad as an aura. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that, but then again, I've like never used Thorns before this stream. And for this run, it's been quite good, I must say. Like for the early parts. I went like 5 levels into Thorns, and that really helped a lot in... That really helped a lot in Act 1. I'm usually pretty lucky with the gem shrines, right? So this feels like I'm getting unlucky, but I think in reality this is maybe just average luck. Because they are kind of rare. Among the rarer, if not in the rarest tier of shrines. And of course, maybe I should be a little bit more efficient. Instead of running the entire map, maybe I should just spawn into the... Was it the Black Marsh? And just go 5 steps left every time, and then reset here instead of going all over the map. Yeah, let's try that. We can do Stony, and then look at the shrine that's close, refilling, and then instead of going around, I can go back. As if Palace needed buffs. Ain't that the truth? Yeah. Diablo 2 devs being like, well, not every Paladin build is super strong, and that doesn't sit right with us, so we must buff his weak auras. Perfect. Go ahead and ignore all the other Thorns-based skills. We don't care about those. But the Paladin can't be bad in any way. Alright, after a little bit of a side quest at the start. Now, we're ready to crush Act 2 of Nightmare. Steel Driver, 130 to 198. 7 to 1100. 7 to 11, 711. 85 strength required. Perfect amount. Man, look at these damage numbers. Whew. It's getting hot in here on a Monday. Holy crap.
Good day.
Well, I think this would be a great time to pump up the player settings ever so slightly. Just so I don't fall behind on levels again. You know, that has been sort of a problem so far. I've been such low level that I can't really keep up. And I guess we can also play with the character screen open, just so you can bask in the glory of 1 to 2k seal damage. When did you get the Steel Driver? when I spent the entire stream farming Nightmare Andariel. It was such a fun like story arc as well. Because initially I struggled so hard, I could not farm her at all. You know, the first kills when I tried farming, you know, running Andariel, it was like 15-minute, you know, kiting back to town 5-10 times. Really slow and painful grind. And then gradually we worked our way up to, you know, kill her more and more efficiently. And we got so much good loot at the end. And I wanted to stay at Andariel specifically for a while, because Duriel isn't really gonna be something you can farm. And you know, now it looks like Nightmare is a piece of cake. But when we got to Nightmare, the character was ass. He was using like a blood crescent, or no, we were using the Hellforge hammer from normal. We didn't cash in the reward right away. Instead, I used it as a weapon, because we hadn't found any good weapons, and no shield for blocking, no belt. Oh, Might Aura for the extra boost. Well, it is tempting, but it's also overkill. If anything, I should perhaps maybe swap to a Blessed Aim Emilio. But Holy Freeze will help with survivability as well. Oh, I was also using the Diggler, you're completely right. Duriel is worth farming with how often he runs, how often you run out of TPs. Yeah, that's funny. Imagine, that would be a fun like troll moment for a video. Like I run out of TPs, and instead of going to buy a few more, I go and farm Duriel for them. I'm gonna write that down. That could be a funny troll moment for a video. Oh, I ran past the skill shrine. Alright, thank you. It is a little bit annoying to be slowed, so would it be too much to ask for a Ravenfrost? I would settle for a Hawkmail. But one can dream, right? Bonk, 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 bonk. Going back to the energy only and vitality only, I started talking about a bunch of other stuff, so maybe I missed a few ideas. Oh yeah, Edge or Bramble, that is true, that gives Thorn's Aura. Pacifist Drewbear, I actually like that just because going all in vitality and then going for a Druid as a bear, your life pool would get so ridiculously big. Which of course is funny for a vitality only video. I don't hate that actually. But it sounds extremely painful to play. And also for energy, you know, the obvious thing is energy sorceress. But I've also seen that after I did the dexterity only Amazon, several channels have uploaded energy shield sorcerers already. And you know, Diablo 2, every every playthrough is different, so I don't think that just because other people have done energy shield sorceress that it couldn't work if I did it as well. But at the same time, then I thought, like, how else could I do it? Is there another fun energy build? And it really isn't, right? Because the only thing that energy does is give you more mana. And apart from energy shield, there's not much you do with mana. Forget pacifist then, that would be so slow. Well, sooner or later I will have to do a pacifist run, right? If I'm claiming to be a sort of a challenge runner. Make it melee. Ooh, I like that, Paladin. in the back of my head, immediately the death screen pops up in my mind, because I assume I would die a lot if I did that. But that is a very interesting spin, and certainly a difficult one. Alright. Are we going dexterity or vitality now? Life pool, good. Chance to hit, good. But which is more gooder? Which is more important? Ooh, run, 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 run. You see, I haven't kicked the habit yet that I don't need to open my inventory every time I use a potion. Can you see that? I like muscle memory refill my belt slots even though I don't really need to right now. That's kind of funny. I've been scarred by playing without a belt for so long, so as soon as I drink a few potions I open my inventory anyway. Well, now I did it to pick up the book, but you'll get chance to hit from leveling. Alright, so yeah, we can do that. I'm playing on players 3 now, so we can make an effort to not get under-leveled again and then go in on vitality. I think I might need that. Has anyone ever tried a gambled items only run in hardcore? Luther might have done it on YouTube. Yeah, I think Luther might have done it. That rings a bell. I did a vendor-only challenge, not in hardcore though. That's not. I'm not your guy for hardcore content.
Well, Rick, yes.
Good evening.
But that's another one I want to do sometime. Gambled items only. Because, you know, Geed is fun. Super chest, bro. Is that a super chest? Really, is that a super chest?
Good evening.
In my mind, it's just a scroll chest. Alright, good to know. Might start hitting that then. Thank you, Royer Payne. I didn't know that that was a super chest. I never opened that. Because in my mind, all you get is the scroll. And I don't want to brag, but I don't need the guidance of the scroll anymore. Oh, I guess we found another Venom word. I wonder why it's not identified. It's even better, so let's equip that instead. Alright, then we have the Tanner Gore Rod as well. Oh, that was what I was originally gonna upgrade. Bigger stick for the Merc. But right now this is fine. It attacks fast as well and has lots of lifesteal. I would upgrade it, but now, after using the emerald on myself, my best gem is literally 1 emerald, and I've farmed so many gem shrines in the crafting only challenge, and then in the one-shot challenge, so I'm a little bit worn out on gem shrine hunting. The mercenary is using my old grey form, though I guess as long as he uses Blood Thief, he doesn't need the lifesteal from the armor, and poison damage can really kill a mercenary quickly. So yeah, I like it. I like the idea. Let's put Venom Ward on him as well. At least for Act 2. Since this has 11 lifesteal already, of course, 16 is more than 11. Math stream.
I'll put that to good use.
But poison can really be annoying in Act 2. You have 6 unspent skill points. Yes. And I'm not sure if this argument makes sense, but I'm still having the door open to, like the mental door, to that maybe we will be a Holy Shield user. Maybe we will find a good shield and a good one-hander. And then I want to be a Holy Shield user. But are we really going to do that? Attack rating is king. Yeah, this does give more attack rating. And I mean, okay, let's think for a second. What item, like a one-hander, would have to drop for me to replace an upgraded steel driver? You have 1 or 2 respecs left. I've used the respec both in normal and in nightmare, because I tried to be a vengeance paladin for a while, while I still had awful gear. Of course, I will get one in hell, but that is quite a long time until we are there. There. Barana Star Stormlash. And so I guess it would need to be a really high-end unique. So maybe I can use my skill points now, and if I find a really good weapon, we can do the respec in Act 1 of Hell. Because I don't think the... You know, getting through Nightmare with this setup shouldn't be a problem, right? Right. I have convinced myself, or you have convinced me. We have convinced me together. So we're going all in on Seal, and we're going for Seal over Sacrifice because I need the attack rating boost. Do I want a higher conversion? Right now I don't even need conversion. Alright, nice. I think I was at like 2k before, so that's a decent bump. Matching helm and breastplate with Merc, how cute. Oh, that's right, yeah, we're using the same setup. Okay, well, hold on, just for... because it's stupid. Let me do something real quick. Oh no, yeah, I sold the other Blood Crescent. I was gonna put Blood Crescent on the both of us. Actually, that doesn't of course work. The Act 2 mercenary can't use Blood Crescent anyway. So I sold the Blood Crescent, the other Blood Crescent, so I didn't have 2 anymore. And of course, you can't put a Blood Crescent on an Act 2 mercenary, so it was double fault. That bit fell apart quickly, yeah. Yeah, it sure did. Yeah, it sure did. Why did you sell it? For stash space. And I didn't think I would ever need 2 Blood Crescents. I don't think I will ever use the one I have as it is. And I will certainly not need 2. Heaven's Light. Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah. But that is one of those end game items, or sorry, not late game items. I don't think I can find those yet. And here's of course our nemesis from the hardcore 1 HP challenge. Stupid firebomb throwers. keep an eye on my life bulb. I'm leeching. Well, I'm taking a lot of damage as well, but I'm leeching so much of this, which of course makes sense since it's like over 1,000 physical damage. You could even smite with a Wizzy if you want. That would be a cool build. Wizard Spike Smiter. Though, then I guess I really need some Crushing Blow and stuff on other gear. Maybe even a Elite Shield for like flat smite damage. Is your Steel Driver already upgraded? Yes. Only once, but upgrading to Elite is not, you know, super expensive in terms of runes, but for a Self-Found character, it can be a little bit of a stretch. If you don't, like, grind out Hell Countess for the runes. And I've gotta say, something that I'm appreciating a lot more now, after doing challenges than I did before, is upgrading uniques. Well, and sets, I guess, but unique specifically, because I mean, some of these uniques, of course, this is an example of some, like, a no-brainer good item. This as well. People have been talking about upgraded bone snaps for a long time. But even something like a pretty mediocre normal unique can really push you, but can, like, serve you for a long time if you upgrade it. I think upgrading items is... I have at least underrated that for a long time before I started doing these challenges. Because some of the lower level uniques actually don't have terrible stats. It's just that the base damage, like their base is so low and so weak that even, for example, something like a Rixot's Keen, I think that has like... It has Crushing Blow and a bunch... Yeah, it is Crushing Blow and a bunch of good stats. But it does also have 100 ED. But that doesn't, you know, it doesn't matter if it has 100 ED, because a short sword is one of the weakest items in the game, or like damage-wise. But once you upgrade it, you know, kind of a juicy item. That was maybe a bad example, because I don't think that anyone regards Rixot's Keen as a bad item. With the Crushing Blow and everything. Alright. I'm not sure where I'm going with this bit. Upgraded items only run. Alright, well... I like the premise, but I think the problem is gonna be that you need to go naked and grab the cube, and then you need to go naked and grab the... recipes to upgrade something. But also, once you've upgraded something, if you upgrade something with the cube, it will get +5 level requirement, at least for rares. I assume it's the same for uniques. And since exceptional versions of items have like level requirements in the 20s or maybe even 30s, you're gonna be itemless until like level 30 or something. And I'm having such a good time on this Paladin compared to the first like 5 streams or whatever. I don't even know how long this challenge has been going on. Enchantress damage is almost only from your enchant skill, so I'm not sure if the extra requirements are worth it. Oh, sorry, you're responding to someone else. Upgrading Demon Machine for a Enchantress. Nah, I don't think that's worth it. It's, yeah, like... Elino says, it's almost all fire damage. So upgrading it isn't really gonna do much. Except take away from your other stats. I found a demon machine on another character while playing off stream. This or last week, I guess. It's Monday again. And it's a very funny item because the stats on it are so random. It's like 621 to attack rating, plus 23 to dex, 31% pierce, or, you know, the stats are so random. And then you go and look the item up, and none of the stats on the demon machine are actually roll ranges. They are just fixed stats with very random numbers. There's no even stat on that thing, which I always found quite kind of funny. Maybe the numbers mean something. Oh, like it's an Easter egg or hidden message. Oh, I love that. I haven't considered that. I haven't considered that at all. Wouldn't that be awesome if there's a hidden message in the demon machine numbers? Ooh, this I like. Sorry, lucky grand charm of greed. I love you, but you have to go to the cube. I can pull you out if I need some magic find later, because after bonuses this translates to 250 or something attack rating. Nice. I've been getting very strange. Look at this map. Been getting some strange maggot lair layouts. Alright, nice. In the maggot lair you always go right from the entrance, except on level 3 of course, because level 3 is always in this direction. I'm thinking that I could maybe crank up the player settings even more. At some point I'm gonna be a little bit squishy if I keep doing that. But like damage wise, it holds up really well. Which is worse, the catacombs or the worlds don't keep? Easy worlds don't keep. The catacombs can be annoying for sure as well. But I think the fact that the worlds don't keep is more dangerous and has random enemies in it makes it worse. Well, you can also make an argument that it makes it fun. I guess. How many players difficulty? I did up it to 5 just now. We played most of Act 3, we played most of Act 2 so far on players 3, but currently I'm on players 5. In the hopes of avoiding to having to do a experience grind later on. Can start building up a rejuve. A little rejuve row. I'm so many slots now. Amazing. This tune looks like a melee boss, too easy. Yeah, it's funny how it went from a super struggle to, yeah, I agree. Now it looks like it doesn't really feel like a challenge right now. Of course, that's what happens when you stay at when you stop and farm a boss for like 5-6 hours, I guess. Maybe even more. Maybe last stream was a long one. I don't remember. It would be really nice to find a amulet to fill out the gear. That's the only piece I'm missing currently. The staff is in the cube. I do have it. Uniques should be strong, right? Yeah, that's true. It's kind of funny that... What point was I trying to make? Like, yeah, of course, uniques are strong. So it's not like once I filled my gear slots with uniques. You know, getting some gear is a challenge on a uniques only run, but once you have gear, it shouldn't be that hard, right? But it also depends on what you find, of course. Imagine if I hadn't found either of these, my best weapon would have been like an upgraded Blood Crescent, and the run would have looked way different. Or maybe I would still be using the Hellcast bow then. Oh, you can use the Viper Emmet Andariel. Yeah, that's true. So then I can at least, you know, feel like all gear slots are filled for a while. That's true, that's true. Another Grand Charm. More attack rating. It's hard for me to pass up on attack rating. But of course, all the charms do something. I can run like this for a while, but having just 2x4 is a little bit painful. Thank you, Extra Blend. Thank you for the good luck and for the kind words. That inventory looks like my house if I don't clean it for a week. Is it that bad? I guess the large charm to grand charm organization is not very consistent. How do you like that? Right, here we go. Players 5 feels like a good level to be. I could go up to players 8, of course. But I also like going through quickly. Oops, almost saved and exited. Hey Zarfen, have you played the mod Project Diablo 2 yet? Does yet imply that you are certain that I ever will? I'm just kidding with you. I have played it, but years ago. Like before 2020, I think. Or maybe around 2020. But I haven't played it since then. And I don't really have an interest in mods right now. Especially not mods that are not compatible with D2R. I struggle to play on old graphics. Experience just, you know, flooding in. Oops, sorry, Wahid. I'm going to send that inventory to SOS Superstädarna. I'm not sure how to translate that, but that was funny. The Paladin used to barely scratch enemies, and now he's slaying at OK speed. Yeah, it really feels like a different character compared to like 2 streams ago. Like night and day. I guess we'll keep spending our points. Don't forget that classic graphics means better luck. Speaking of that, I said before that I'm gonna edit down the crafting only challenge to like a normal edited narrated video. But the footage for that video is a little bit hard to work with, because when it was crafting time, we did so many random things. Like we swapped to classic graphics for one craft. Then for the next craft, we ran to Charles's blacksmith, and then for the next craft, we like threw all of our gear on the ground and did something stupid. So it could, maybe it's not gonna, but it could look kind of strange once I edit it into a video, just because there's so much random stuff going on when I'm crafting. But for an edited video, that's gonna be really condensed to just like, I crafted this, bloop, and then I crafted this, bloop. So we'll see how that turns out.
I can't carry anymore.
That was a boss, of course, but snakes, kind of scary. Alright. I am cursed, for sure. And we're on players 5, but that was a little bit scary. Embrace the presence of insanity. I guess I can, yeah, I could make like a bit out of it for the video. Like trying to do everything to appease the RNG gods. And it's been so long now that I don't remember exactly, but I do think that at least we did at least get something really good when we did something like that, swapped old graphics standing by a forge or something. Because I have some memory of being like, hey, it worked. Maybe I'm missing the Holy Freeze from Wahid. Got the good crafted armor. Oh, right.
Who goes there?
Oh, that was sweet too. I was talking so much about how good it would be to get an armor with sockets. But like, it's not gonna happen, guys. It's so rare. Sockets, you know, you're gonna have to be so lucky to get sockets on your armor. And then I got 2, which is the max for a craft, I believe. Speaking of Path PD2, Project Diablo 2, if I could port one mechanic from PD2 to Diablo 2, it would be the slamming mechanic. If you haven't played PD2, basically what you can do, you find some kind of rare essence or something, and you put one of your items in the cube together with that essence, and you transmute, and then there's like a 10 or 25 or whatever % chance that the item just, it becomes a random rare instead. So basically you destroy your item. But when that doesn't happen, you get a random additional affix. And that's a really funny mechanic, I think. Like you gamble on your, like gambling on your items that you already have. For great potential, but great risk. 22 to life. Not on a Grand Charm, sorry. Hey Hank, loot bags for days, yeah. We are geared up to the... what's that expression? You're geared up to your teeth? That doesn't make sense, but maybe that's what you say. Oh, geared up to the gills. That's the one. Did we find the gem shrine? Yes, we did. And now we're rocking a steel driver Mark of the Fair, dealing a casual 1300 to 2200 damage in Nightmare. So I have upped the player setting to players 5 right now, so I can play through kind of quickly without falling too far behind on experience. Or ideally not falling behind on levels at all. Since I was under-leveled for such a long time at the start of Nightmare, I try to remind myself of how painful that was, so I don't get lazy and try to rush too much.
I am overburdened.
This could be gold, I guess.
The light can
Hey,
never
fully
be
equipped,
extinguished by
fully decked out. Of course, part of it is a temporary loner.
The fight. Stay a while and listen.
But we'll make the best out of it, as long as we have it. Okay, let's do some cleaning. I'm only ever going to use emeralds and diamonds to upgrade uniques. I'm never gonna use an amethyst for anything. I guess I can keep a chipped one, because we might upgrade a rune or something. We're never gonna use... Well, maybe we are gonna use a topaz at some point, but I would be very surprised if we end up using 2. So we can keep 1 topaz. Unfortunately, we're never gonna use a ruby either. And definitely not a skull or sapphire. So let's keep some stuff, but get rid of most of it. So I want emeralds, diamonds, and this is whatever. We'll keep some of them for upgrade fodder, I guess. Skull is great in Steel Driver. Yeah, since it deals so much damage. The leech is good. But I already have lifesteal on this. And if I had... Or, well, probably I'm going to socket this, right? And if I do, I would probably put an F rune into it to hit the enemies more reliably. Because even if the chance to hit situation is okay right now, it's gonna be hard to get attack rating on gear. I mean, I already have some on my rings, and I guess some on my gloves. But it's gonna be, at least as far as I remember, most uniques don't really have a lot of attack rating. Or not every unique anyway.
Good day.
But Skull gives mana steal too. I just think you can do better things with sockets. Feeling like a little gambling, hoping for a Tarnhelm. Or should we go for a Steel Skull? No, that's exceptional. Still haven't gambled a unique. Well, I say still haven't gambled a unique, like it is something you can expect. When in reality, gambling a unique is of course super rare. But apart from like... Okay, let's stop. Apart from like buying potions, I can't really do much with the gold. I guess repair gear.
Greetings.
And eventually repair Wahid as well.
When the
Glad you like the content. Mega cheater. Mega cheater, sorry. That caught me off guard. Glad you like the content. Welcome, welcome. Let's go gambling. Oh, dang it. Yeah, what happened? I thought you were supposed to get rich when you gamble. I feel a little bit cheated, actually. Why not gamble an amulet since you don't have any? The reason is because it's expensive, but I do agree with you. I should have gambled amulets. We'll do that next time. Good call. And soon we get to play the Arcane Sanctuary lottery again. See if we get fourth way again. Or no, actually, I think we got third way in normal. Ooh, wow, that's a lot of damage. Oh man. Well, it wouldn't be a Zarfen stream without a few deaths, I guess.
Greetings.
Oh, helms are great since it can be Tarnhelm and the Rockstopper. Yeah, that's true. That we talked a little bit about Rockstopper last time. Rockstopper would be simply amazing. For sure. Rockstopper would be... Of course, the rolls are very... The roll range is very big on that. But still, would help a lot with my survivability, because it has lots of defense, lots of resistances. Oh, I was a bit lazy with clearing this out, it seems. Oof, lucky. And also physical damage reduction. Because something that can happen is that resistances are kind of easy to get on a lot of slots. It's a little bit special when you do uniques only, because you can't rely on rare boots, belts and gloves as much as you can. Like, it's very easy to, or very easy, but you can sort of reliably get your resistances up by gambling belts, gloves and boots, hope for a rare with the double resistance. Which of course is not the case this time, I guess. But my point was anyway that getting physical damage reduction is a lot harder, because it doesn't really spawn as a magic or rare affix. Oh, I'm not on level 3 yet, which is why this is so great, such a great find. 12% physical damage reduction. And also Rockstopper would be good. Oh yeah, the ethereal Rockstopper I found on the crafting only, I guess it was. That was such a ethereal Rockstopper with super high rolls. That was a beautiful item. Yeah, would have been a great mercenary helm. And now it's just collecting dust on one of my old challenge characters. Alright, maybe it is time to lower the player setting. Or actually, there's so many archers here, which is not necessarily the case in the other areas. So
This surely is
Let's
the
keep-
product of a twisted mind.
let's keep players 5 for now. 20 fanaticism, 20 zeal. So now the base of the build is done. I guess we'll go for some synergies next. Oh, did I not grab the waypoint? Alright, thanks guys. That happens to me sometimes. I just run away in the Arcane Sanctuary, and then I find the wrong exit, and then I go back to town, and then I realize, oh, I have to go through the palace again. You know what? I might let's go to players 3 again, because that was really scary, and I am all out of rejuvenations, so I don't have any I don't have any insta heal anymore.
Hello.
Yes, I did forget the waypoint, but now I have it. Of course, very, very scary pack. Lightning enchanted, cursed, mana burn. I guess they are always mana burn, maybe, because they're specters. And there were 2 elite packs at the same time, so it was, you know, a difficult situation. But let's keep with the players 3 for now. But let's also go to Atma and heal off the curse.
There's no trouble a mug can't cure.
This challenge is so cool, so fun. Yeah, it's so fun to use. I mean, Steel Driver is good as well as this, but it's so fun to find a very mediocre unique and be excited about it and like, oh, how can I build around this? And you know, even though it didn't really work out, I would say it was. I thought it was really fun when I found the Hellcast, the bow, and started using it as a way to deal damage to Andariel through misses. And I don't think it ended up being that great of a strategy because the damage was just too low. But it's fun, right? I have for sure never used a Hellcast on a Paladin before. If you found a wizard spike, would you go hammered in? Maybe in hell. But it would still be the case that I would prefer to be as gear dependent as possible. So probably not. But it would for sure help with my terrible resistances though. I have such a small mana pool that the ghosts, like, they drain my mana so quickly. But I also regen it super quickly because of my damage is so high. And there's a bunch of things here. I'm feeling a little lazy, but let's at least take some caster weapons.
Good to see you.
Good day.
It is cooler to be gear dependent, more fun. Yeah, I agree. But I could also see a future that despite having amazing damage, we will start to struggle real hard. Simply because of my bad resistances. Like, going into hell right now, I would have like minus 60 in every resistance, and that is a little bit tough, I think, for a melee fighter, because it's so hard to avoid damage. And of course I guess I could start sealing with salvation. I mean, I'd lose out on a lot of damage and attack rating from fanaticism, but it is an option. You got a belt and everything now, yeah. Last stream was huge for this character. We got so many good items. I am fully equipped now, but of course the amulet is the amulet of the Viper, which is very soon gone, since it's a quest item. But in general, yeah. Very strong character. Another noob question here. Why is the bulwark rune word not working? Did you make it in a magic item, perhaps? Like a magic item with 3 sockets. It needs to be non-magical. Oh, it's a ladder-only rune word too. Alright. Then I guess you made it on non-ladder. I did actually not know that, because I haven't played online since that patch. At all. This is Diablo 2 Resurrected. The classic Diablo 2 does not look this good. And of course they are not exactly the same, but Resurrected is actually running on top of the original engine, so apart from the things they changed, like some new items or some new rune words and some skill changes, it plays and feels like very true to the original. Great remaster overall. Are you from Sweden? Yes, I am Swedish. In my mind, the original Diablo 2 looked even better when it released. Yeah, it looked great back then. And you know, you can go to legacy visuals, but this actually looks worse than what the original Diablo 2 looked. I forget exactly how, but someone explained it to me, that there is something about... Well, one thing is that we used CRT monitors back when it released, which, you know, smoothed everything out and made it look different. But there's also something with the... something graphics thing in the background, which makes it look extra bad when you go to legacy graphics in Resurrected compared to if I would just load up the original Diablo 2. Ooh. I mean, I've been not really praising Coif of Glory, but I actually think that the blind on hit has been overperforming for me. It's not amazing by any means, but it certainly helps every now and then. Bill. Everything reminds me of him. Our old barbarian mercenary, that is. Bunkity bunkity bunk. Right, so it wasn't this direction either. Ooh, Hill Rune. Well, again, not that great. Though I guess having a Hill Rune would be nice, because then I can fearlessly, if I socket my hammer, for example, I can fearlessly socket something into it, and then even if I find a better socket filler later, I can remove the socket with the Hill Rune. So, nice find. Oops. What are the big freezes that are happening? It is from my friend Wahid. He has the Holy Freeze aura, which slows down enemies in a radius around him, which is very helpful for some crowd control.
Good evening.
Oh, it was this guy that had a Lam rune. So we are just a Pal rune away from an elite upgrade then. Pretty cool.
Good day to you, partner.
If I remember my recipes correctly. That is. Oh, thank you, Super Zappa, for resubbing on Twitch. 6 months, wow. Have I really been streaming for that long on Twitch? I'm actually surprised to learn that. Thank you, thank you. Remove the bear rune, yeah, exactly. Oh, I could socket it with a Hell rune when I upgrade it to the next level. I like, yeah, that's pretty cool tech. This has minus 50% requirement already, so maybe not that useful. Is it a Pal, not a Vex or something? I'm pretty sure it's Pal Lam, but I might be confusing it with the rare upgrade. But I think it's Pal and Lam. Alright, yeah, seems like that was it. Bonk, 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 bonk. Great progress so far. Of course, I got a little bit slowed down by the stupid Arcane Sanctuary, but it happens. Yeah, it's really strong, especially after upgrading. I don't remember finding another Flawless Emerald, so I wasn't really thinking about upgrading it at the start of the stream, like when going live. I didn't really consider that we might upgrade it already. Oh, nice. Another 3-way. You know what they say? At least it's not a 4-way. Juked. Get juked, son.
Rest in peace, tortured soul.
Triangle. I think triangle is this way. Bonk, 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 bonk. Am I really on players 3? Yeah, I am. Okay. Difficulty is definitely stepping up. To be fair, it's stepping up from trivial to just very easy. But maybe a bit over leveled. No, it's basically all this that we upgraded the steel driver to an exceptional. This is so much damage for this point in the game. Ooh, that was like a big group of ghosts.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think level 50. Oh, I guess I'm not under leveled anymore. Maybe I'm like an appropriate level. Right. I would like for Wahid to activate his Holy Freeze before we go back down to that scary place. So let's see if we can fight some enemies. See if we can decide to use the aura. Any day now. Take your time, Wahid. Not to, you know... Alright, there we go. I was gonna say not to be rude or anything, but I think Emilia would have used his aura a long time ago. I was trying so hard to convert a few enemies with conversion, but they just kept dying before, like they kept getting one shot instead, which I guess I shouldn't complain about. Right, what was the trick you told me? That the door faces, or like this tile, it has a dead end here. Does that mean that I should go look in this direction? Was that the... I think that was the trick, right? That you told me. Left, alright. I wasn't right at all. Okay, thank you, Paladin. Bonk, 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 bonk. Bonk, 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 bonk. What weapon is Wahid using? He's using an ethereal upgraded Blood Thief. Only 66 ED. So it doesn't, you know, work out to amazing damage or anything, but with the ethereal bonus, definitely decent enough. And he pokes for respectable damage. Not not good as my damage, but you know, he's still Wahid after all. But it's a quite good weapon, not only for the damage and the open wounds, but also since it has so much lifesteal, it really helps Wahid stay alive. I joined to almost getting one shot. Yeah, that was sketchy. And it looked like such a doom stack as well, because they were all stacked on top of each other. Which I guess that's what ghosts do in this game. Bonk, 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 bonk. Bonk, 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 bonk.
overburdened.
Right, so not to get too ahead of myself, but we are kind of soon at Mephisto. And before we found and upgraded the Steel Driver, I was certain that we would grind Nightmare Mephisto for a while. But I'm not sure that we need to. You know, it wouldn't hurt to grind. Maybe grind for an amulet if I still haven't found one. Nine to mana. I forgot to tell him to use his gems for crafting rejuves instead of selling them. I appreciate that tip, but I'm not about that lifestyle.
Impossible.
I'm also not about Necrohead lifestyle for gold. Punk, 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 punk. Alright, looks like this was not the right way. Still maybe the chance for it to go down and over to the left again. Ooh, alright. Big sea of lightning. Right, this is for all the rejuvenation complainers in chat. Here we go. The builds you are using end up being pretty nostalgic since they're similar to the builds we played when we first installed back in the day in the early 2000s. Yeah, I think so. A lot of challenges end up being, you know, decently strong, but, you know, fun and quirky melee builds or, you know, fighter builds. And if you min-max Diablo 2 these days, you do end up being some sort of a spellcaster most of the time, right? So yeah, it is quite fun. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say that and then not pick it up. I guess I misclicked last time. I meant to pick it up after I said that. Alright, so it was not here. Maybe there's a door up here and to the left. You know, something I not hate, but something I really dislike. I mean, it is true, but you know, when someone comes on a forum or Reddit or whatever and asks for, you know, I really want to play a Zealot, but I'm struggling right now. What should I do? And the answer is often, well, you start with a sorceress, you farm Mephisto for gear, and then you build the character that you want.
I am overburdened.
And that is certainly the most efficient way of doing it. But I don't like that. I don't like that is the way it is.
Good day.
I'm not sure exactly where I was going with that. Ice Blast. Since we're going into big worm guy, I guess I could bring some rejuves. I guess I don't need all of these runes. Thal. I mean, I do need orcs, but I have so many already. What does 3 Thal become? Is it an and, right? Yeah. That's the way it is in most ARPGs.
Good day.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't really grind or play those efficiently, but... Well, yeah, or you start with Holy Fire, go to level 50, spec into hammers, and then go into Seal after you farm the end game. Yeah, exactly. But of course, I mean, Diablo 2, when you don't play a strong build, or a build that gets flat damage from skills, it is a hard game, right? So I understand the sentiment as well that, like, if you struggle too much and the solution is so easy, it's just pick a better skill. And I guess you can still, you know, play the game however you want, I guess. But if you're out there thinking, man, I want to play a sealer, don't feel like you need to start with a sorceress and farm gear for him. But also don't blame me when you struggle, I guess. Don't put that on me. Oh, I'm not sure where I'm going with the commentary today. It's a little bit all over the place. What am I even doing in town? I should go kill Andariel, I guess. What does one do with skill points now? I guess sacrifice. Get more damage. You know, damage can solve most problems. Oh yeah, I should definitely get some thawing potions. Good call.
Thanks. Thanks.
You're welcome.
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 Thanks.
You're welcome. Oh, and also, I guess I shouldn't fight Andariel on players 3. Get the attack rating skill. Oh. Alright, buy Amulet of the Viper. Thank you for making me feel fully equipped for a while. Yeah, actually, I don't think that's a bad idea to get to put points into Blessed Aim for the passive aura. Yeah, I actually think I probably would prefer 5% attack rating than 12% damage. Okay, I have a plan. We go in, we throw the Doll Rune on the ground to confuse him, swap to Bone Snap. Would like to see some crushing... Oh, there we go, some crushing blow indicators. Now we swap to the Maul, the Great Maul, that's not a Great Maul anymore. Alright, this was kind of easy. Is that a... Is it a gold skin? No, I don't know. That doesn't look like a gold skin, and it also doesn't look like a Rattle Cage. Oh, it was the Gothic plate. Well, surprisingly colorful loot pile from Andariel.
I am overburdened.
Not bad. Not bad for a Andariel drop. Of course, greens aren't my thing.
I shall honor Tal Rash's
Run idea,
sacrifice
Iron Maiden
by
plus Iron
destroying
Golem. I've been thinking about this a lot recently. I think Iron Golem only run would be so fun because it would still be the loot goblin grind for items, but then I would use those items to make Iron Golems, and I think it's having just one summon is rough when the summon doesn't have any AoE, but that seems really fun to me. Okay, Wither String. Too bad, too low damage. Kind of interesting, fires magic arrows. But just too low damage, and it's not gonna help that much to upgrade it. Ugh. Someone get this mana coffee.
Good day.
I'm just interested. I'm trying to phrase myself so I don't sound like I didn't take offense to that in any way, shape, or form. But do I seem tired, or do I seem confused, or just a bit scatterbrained? I could use some coffee though. Doll rune. You seem discombobulated. That fancy word didn't help.
Hello.
The latter/latter. Alright. Well, I think a coffee would do me well. Do me good. A case of the Mondays, yeah.
Hello.
10:25. Alright, I still have like 1.5 hours more.
Work.
Bring the doll to Bale or we riot. I'm gonna show you what I think of your doll runes. I'm gonna go and grab a coffee real quick. Coming back in 5 minutes, and then hopefully I think we can, churn out or grind through Act 3 and get to Mephisto. Maybe farm him a little bit, but at the very least get to him. Well, actually, before I go, I think there could be a better spot. I don't like how that ended up behind me. Oh, here we go.
Not in town.
Then use this to turn around. Okay, here we go. Be right back. All right, we are back. This stream is really dull right now. You guys are pretty funny sometimes, you know that. We have some pun smiths. It's difficult word to say. Pun smiths in chat, for sure. Pun smiths, yeah. I mean, it's. I don't really mind that I have, you know, a distinct accent, but something that annoys me personally is to pronounce the TH in, for example, smith or strength. That comes so unnatural to me, and for some reason you end up saying those syllables or sounds a lot, especially if you're doing a strength only run. And it's you know, not only that I become very conscious of it, it also is kind of difficult for me to form that word, so I get pretty tired by saying strength over and over. Read you for the boys. This stream. Zarfen. Oh, should I start saying it like F? So strength. What? Just call it power. Strength. Is that how you say it? Strength. Is it as simple as pronouncing TH as F? Smith. Ah, not really. That didn't work. Strength sounded all right, but Smith did not. All right. I could feel like... oh, sorry, that was a bit loud. I could feel an epiphany forming, but no, it didn't really come through. Smith. But strength kind of sounds right to me. Strength. Strength. Yeah, practice makes perfect. But also, something kind of funny that happened to me. I was editing my last video for so long. I was like listening to my voice for hours every day. And towards the end, I was so fed up with my own voice. And, you know, so tired of hearing me say the same lines over and over. So I started hating my own voice. So I started, and you know, I started to hear all the imperfections, you know, slight reverbs to my environment. A little bit of like resonance that I didn't like. So I started looking up, you know, ways to remove that stuff. And tried recording some with some changes, but I didn't really end up liking that as well. But then of course, on a lot of my videos, I get a lot of comments that they find, you know, the way I narrate, especially the videos, to be very, you know, calm and comforting and relaxing. So I guess I shouldn't really change anything. And I guess it's more of a case that if you listen to your own stupid voice for, you know, hours every day when editing a big project, you're bound to end up hating it. It's so weird, man. Especially if you really zoom in and try to edit one passage so it is just right. So you re-watch and re-listen to the same passage like 10 or 20 times in a row. It's almost like it starts wearing down your ear. It's like the same frequency going in over and over and over. It's like you start eroding a part of your ear, and it's like, oh. And of course, yeah, I mean, when I do the videos, I go into presenter mode and I speak very differently. Oh, did I miss an emerald? Yeah, now I'm like, I went into full streamer mode for a while and completely stopped watching the game. Whoops, sorry. Swedish is a very harmonic language. Yeah, I've been I've heard that it has kind of a lot of singing influences, which I can definitely feel. So when I sorry. When I record, especially when I record long form, like for videos, I find myself, you know, really maybe even pulling back to have a more even sound level. So for a video, I would say like, and then I upgraded my steel driver to a mortal defer for even more damage. I didn't really need that damage yet, but it was certainly welcome, and I would certainly appreciate it in the future or something like that. And you can see I really pull down like I compress the range in my voice to sound more like a percenter, I guess. But in reality, I speak very like up and down and like, whoa. I'm not even sure what's happening on this stream. The commentary is really all over the place. The video voice, exactly. It's very distinct, and it's not really on purpose. Like, it's not really a conscious decision, but it feels strange to see. To me, anyway, it feels strange to sit down and record commentary for an edited video and speak like I'm doing now. I couldn't sit down and like, yeah, and then I got to level 28 and my strength passed 150. It was pretty cool. You know, really starting to see the skewed stat build coming together. That would feel weird to me. Dude, it's so baked. I'm really not. I'm really not. I guess it's just the morning stream. Not enough coffee yet. Ah, perfectly drinkable temperature right out of the microwave. Sorry, what weapon are you using? Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the gameplay. Having a great time. Anyway, I'm using a steel driver that's upgraded, and it has a great roll too. Amazing hammer. And also it looks kind of funny. It looked like a big wooden mallet. It is a big wooden mallet, but I think the 3D sprite is great. It's like the whack-a-mole hammer, right? Or the hammer you use on a carnival to hit the thing that goes up and rings a bell if you're strong enough. You microwave your coffee too? You really are a goblin. Well, I do prefer brewed coffee, for sure. But especially now, you know, running out into the kitchen to refill my coffee, I don't want to fire up the brewer. Oh, where's Wahid? Did you remember to turn on the gear add-on? Shh. Let me check real quick. Alright, should be active now. Oh, sneeze coming. The char looks really overpowered. Yeah, it really does. I mean, beating Nightmare like this, no problem. Though I am still kind of worried about Hell. I mean, I talk like you have all watched my strength only video, which I guess a lot of you have, but not maybe everyone. But it's shaping up to be very close to my barbarian video, like all power, no defense. And whereas that did work out with the barbarian, because of things like howl, leap, etc. The Paladin doesn't really have that kind of crowd control.
Perhaps I could trade this for something.
I am
more
a
valuable.
big believer in conversion ever since I did the random skill build Paladin. I mean, conversion is a great crowd control skill, but it's not as reliable, or like it doesn't have the same coverage like something like Howl. And if I go into Hell now, especially with my terrible resistances, I think I'm gonna struggle so much. Like I'm gonna deal a lot of damage, but I'm gonna struggle against any elite basically, and ranged enemies. It's gonna be so tough.
I am overburdened.
So I'm already thinking like, okay, what can we do about that?
I am overburdened.
We can find Skin of the Viper Magi. We can find... What else would be good for that? Ooh, Steel Grand Charm. I was just gonna say, when I found the Grand Charm, I was gonna say that once you hit Act 3, you can start to find some really good charms, and I was thinking about skillers. So maybe Steel Grand Charms could have been available for some time now. But this is so good for this character, because the base attack rating is not great. But what on earth do we replace? I guess it has to be this one. Because I can't really get rid of resistant charms, right? Prosit, thank you. Bless me, thank you. I'm welcome. Any lifesteal uniques? I do have a beautiful lifesteal unique right here. This is probably my second best item after the hammer. Vamp Gaze. Alright, so we might do a few Mephisto runs. Not that we necessarily need it right now, but for the future, and of course, this challenge is all about loot after all. Alright, let's do it like this for now, and of course I will save this for the future, but you see look how much 100 attack rating does. 2846 to 32. It gets like almost quadrupled. Very nice. And we're not gonna go like lower Karast hunting for charms.
Good
But
to
if you really wanted attack rating, or sorry, if you really wanted some good charms, Nightmare lower Karast,
Greetings.
pretty good. Vamp Gaze, yeah, I mean, finding Vampire Gaze on this would be chef's kiss. Start building that rejuve bank. What's your PC spec? I'm not that much of a tech whiz, so I don't know it off the top of my head, but it is very overkill for Diablo 2.
Yes.
Because when I bought this one, previous to having this PC, I was making editing videos on a laptop, which was not great, specifically for editing.
Good evening.
And when I bought this PC, I thought that I might be... Maybe I would start playing Diablo 4 or something. It was pretty early on in the channel's life. So it is very overkill for Diablo 2. Oh, 666 life.
No.
There has to be some cool Easter egg. Quadruple unique drops. F. Shaco. Who knows? Oh my god, video editing on a laptop. Yeah, it was painful. And because the processing was so poor, I forget what it's called, but you have to preload the files so you can actually work with them on a laptop. But when you do that, they're like 10x in size. You create a proxy or something. I not quite remember exactly what it's called. That was painful. So I could only edit a small portion of a time at a time because I needed to like unpack them or whatever it's called. So for editing especially, having a good PC helps. And of course I notice a big difference in load times for the game as well. Oh, we can drop Scalders too, Mephisto. I would use that, but Scalders wouldn't really help with my resistance or defense situation, right? Or well, it would help with my defense situation, but defense as such is not maybe what I'm looking for. Oh, you asked about PC because you wanted to try streaming too? I think for streaming specifically, you don't need that good of a computer. It depends on the game, of course, because it's not that streaming itself adds that much of a load on your computer. I guess that, I mean, if you have a really low-end PC, of course, but it's more about the game. So, for example, I could record and play Diablo 2, no problem on my laptop. But playing Diablo 4 and recording it at the same time, then I started really having performance issues. I think it's more important to have stable internet for streaming specifically. Then it's of course, you know, the better your PC, the better quality you can stream and record in. And right now, for example, on Twitch, you can only stream in 1080p at most. So you don't need a monster machine. But, well, it helps, but you definitely don't need the kind of PC I have. It's overkill for this game. But I'm also not the best guy to look for recommendations from, because I don't really know that much. Like, I know the general principles. You need graphics cards for video games. You need a good processor for stuff like editing. Yeah, we could farming Nightmare Mephisto could certainly yield us some good drops. The question is, if we don't need to, should we stop to do it now? Or should we continue and maybe... Well, I guess what else are we gonna farm? I mean, we could try and beat normal first and see if... Nightmare first and see if we get lucky along the way. And then if the situation still looks like this with resistances at the end of Nightmare, then we could go back to Nightmare Mephisto. But on the on the other hand, for like the, how do you say, for the flow of the challenge, it's also nice to, you know, farm Mephisto when you are at Mephisto and not, you know, go too much back and forth all the time. At least in my opinion. Makes for a nicer flow of the challenge. Do you play any other games in your off time? Some, but not a lot. For example, right now I'm streaming Diablo 2 challenges, and when I'm not streaming, I am recording and or editing and or commentating videos. Like I'm also playing a necromancer off stream right now.
Tell that I'll be your best friend in this forsaken camp.
But you know, sometimes, but it's I don't game much on PC right now, apart from Diablo 2. Maybe it's more like on the Switch or stuff like that. But no, not a lot right now. Oh, thank you, Rock the C-Pop, for the 5 gifted YouTube memberships. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Welcome to all new goblins. I figured you might have fallen asleep, Rock the C-Pop. I guess the stream is early today. Rare only Paladin next. It's definitely doable. I just had I was ambushed, so I had to focus. But I have something to say about that. An underrated difficulty when going for rares only or magic only on a melee character, a gear dependent character, is that some of the easiest ways to, you know, push through a difficult challenge is to rely on crushing blow and or open wounds. Because if you really struggle, those can really carry you slowly through everything. But if you go magic only or even rare only, you don't get access to crushing blow or open wounds at all. So that is that can be a tricky, how do you say it? Or in one way, then you become, that's an honest build, because then you need your damage, you need your defensive stats, and you like, it's, you can't hide behind game mechanics such as open wounds, I guess. So it is, for example, doing rares only, I would say, is maybe even harder than crafting only. Even though it's harder to craft items than to find rares. Ooh, I read chat, I read chat. You almost killed me there, Nested Bugs. I was gonna say, I'm glad you enjoyed the videos. Welcome to the stream. But as I read your comment, I ran into a pack of monsters. Wasn't there a time when the cruel lance or something was the highest damage weapon on a on a whirlwind barb? I think in classic, whirlwind hits on every frame, and a big damaging lance, which is among the highest damage you can get, like base damage, goes pretty crazy. Oh, thank you, Nested Bugs. Nested Bugs for the subscription. Sorry, I'm gonna clear my throat. Thank you so much, Nested Bugs, for the subscription. And also, Rocksteady21. Thank you for the sub on Twitch. I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate the support. Hi, Rune. Well, no busted Helm Rune words this time, but we'll pick it up, I guess. Oh right, the lance is actually not the highest level of pike. Yeah, the elite version of the pike, I guess, would be the best weapon. That's true. Two to vigor. I should still be a few K. I don't think this will be 30k, but I would be interested to see, because Vigor isn't a high-level skill. Well, it wasn't 30k, but it was basically 30k. Well, thank you also to Surfoon for the Prime sub. Thank you, thank you. I mean, most of the runes are useless. But I'm not hurting for stash space right now. And it could be some use case I'm forgetting that I might want runes. But I would be very, very surprised if we end up like cubing IO level runes up to a pal. So, you know. That's why I'm kind of how do you say, nonchalant towards runes.
Good day to you, partner.
Oh, thank you, Nested Bugs, for the how do you, what it's called, the bits on Twitch, and also thank you, Rock the Sea Pop, for how do you say, for the membership. Yeah, for continuing your membership. Oh, join the Discord, Goblins, currently only available for members. Oh yeah, whoops. Well, yeah, I made a Discord, but it's not set up quite like I want it yet, so it's not really open, so sorry about that for any any non-goblins or any non-subscribers. I'm still figuring it out. I'm trying to set it up, so I'll get it online open soon enough. You'll find a unique you will use within 20, and I'll gift one as well. Alright. If I find a unique that I will use, 20 minutes. Alright, I'll look for it, but it's gonna be... I don't think we'll make it to Mephisto in 20, and I don't have high hopes of finding a good unique, but you know, it could happen. I was hoping the Monster Shrine would make that into an elite for better drop chance. Oh, here we go. Imagine, oh, yellow amulet. A unique amulet. Oh, would definitely have used. What's the gear situation? Anything new since Friday? On the top of the chat, there is a link to a page containing all my latest gear. And I think I have made sure it syncs today. Though, well, no, we haven't found any new items since Friday, I guess is the short answer. But we did upgrade our steel driver to a Martel de Fer. Run! Man, I drank all my rejuves in panic. That was not a great call, but I panicked so hard when I noticed that I was cursed, and then I saw myself starting another seal cycle. So all right, I was not out of the woods yet, I guess. Rip potion stack. And I didn't pick up the Gidbin either. Holy man. Ay.
Greetings.
Whoops. Dolls, yeah. The curse of the doll rune. The curse of the abandoned doll runes. Yeah, exactly. All that panic drinking for nothing. So I wasted all my rejuves. I guess I have one in the stash still. I wasted all rejuves and then I died anyway. Yeah, that's gonna be tricky actually. I haven't really thought about that yet, but dolls are gonna be sketchy as hell for this character. You know, two-handed, decent life pool, but two-handed, no block. And imagine this, I start sealing one doll. Before the seal animation finishes, I get swarmed by like 5 more dolls. And then I kill 5 dolls without having the chance to stop attacking. Excuse me, shouldn't he have dropped the Gidbin? Hello? What? I was sure that that monster was the one who should drop the Gidbin. Gidbin from Timu. The prospects of finding a unique within those 20 minutes is not looking great. Is this a naked challenge? Well, sometimes it is.
Good day.
Isn't that super weird that it didn't drop? Oh well, I'm not too bothered about figuring it out since I'm not gonna be able to use the ring anyway. As long as I'm careful. And or let Wahid do all the work. I guess they should be no problem. The dolls, that is. Just restart the map and go for Gidbin. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Since I get a rare ring, I will only sell it anyway. And then I don't think it's really worth doing that extra work for. Oh, Sanctuary Aura delivers knockback on undead. That's kind of interesting. I should have it as well, right? Oh no, that was when I was Vengeance Paladin for a while. Interesting tech. Though I will probably not end up going that route, because then it's another hotkey I have to remember for a specific situation. But very cool idea, I like it. Light gauntlets! Not uniques though. Good gloves otherwise. Attack speed, life. Oh, it's in the middle. I've been getting so many middle maps, or like the chest in the middle lately. And I don't remember those things exactly, but I don't really remember ever getting a middle map as a child or a kid, teenager, when playing the OG.
Yes.
Gonna finish this coffee to energize before fighting Three Fist. Back to the jungle. Have you ever done a set item only run? No. I did start recording one. But then I, had to work on other stuff and sorry. And started focusing on other projects. And I didn't really feel it. For example, if you contrast it to this run, any single set item, apart from a very few specific ones like G-Phase, for example, they don't really feel that fun to find, whereas a single unique can completely turn the run around. And, yes, you get the fun added bonus of having, like, multiple set pieces. But I finished normal on that run, and so far it wasn't that interesting in my opinion. Or well, there was some fun drops for sure, but it... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't really have an answer why I didn't really push on. Another thing I thought was that I started that run off stream because I started it at the same time as I was doing one of the other challenges. But I think that these drop focus, or like the loot focus challenges, like uniques only, set only, they are really good for streams. So I was thinking that maybe I should have streamed that instead. So I'm really not sure what to do about that right now. But I want to do it sometime. I guess it's the short answer. Rune words only. I'm going back and forth on that. Because the downside... Well, I mean, rune words are powerful, no doubt about it. The downside is that you only have rune words for armor, helm, and weapon and offhand, so it's only 4 items. So then it feels like, you know, playing half of a gear challenge, half of a naked challenge. But on the other hand, since rune words are so powerful, it could be kind of a fun showcase, like you only need 4 item slots because the rune words are so powerful, and you know, you really have to pick and choose. So I'm really not sure how I feel about rune words only. Cube only run. Yeah, I think the cube has to rest a while after doing the crafting only run. But I do think cube only would be a fun variation on the crafting only. Like, not only limit myself to crafted items, but also use the Savage Polearm recipe, rolling rings and amulets, doing the weird, you know, 2-socketed sword by putting a bunch of health potions or whatever it is. Those could be fun. Or that could be fun. But it is kind of similar to the crafting only in some ways, so it's probably not anytime soon. I guess I should still pick up the flawless gems because they sell for a lot, even though I'm not gonna use them. Oh, yeah, that's true. I did use a set setup when I did a video with the nuclear rabbit. That's true, but that video didn't really end up being that much about the set, right? Oh, Oh, I called him Tree Fist, but the Storm Tree I meant. Tree Fist is the guy in normal. But I guess I was worried for nothing, because this was very, very easy. Oh, thank you, Rock the C-Pop, for the super chat. You need an old school, no upgrade unique run. Or Lermus in chat recommended a solid only damage equipment chat. Lol. Only damage. Oh, so you can only use items that somehow boost your damage. That's an interesting concept. Like, really, glass cannon, every item needs to add damage. As for the old school uniques only run, I mean, I think you'd be missing out a lot if you didn't upgrade your uniques, you know?
I can't carry anymore.
But maybe at some point I'll run out of ideas and I have to start doing variations of stuff I've done already. You can use the perfect gems to reroll charms. I know, you're right, but also it's a little bit much work for me to consider it worth it. Oh, yeah, okay, so no, you meant damaged or cracked equipment. That doesn't sound fun to me. Only like cracked and low quality. What? Cracked, low quality, and... yeah, anyway. That doesn't sound too fun to me. So basically white items only, but they are even worse. Morning, Nuclear Rabbit. Hey, hey. First thing I hear is my own name. Oh, good timing. Yeah, someone mentioned our magic find race, and then we used set items only. Alright, I think I need to end my stream like I have a hard stop on 12 my time, so in 50 minutes. But that should give us time to get to Mephisto and maybe kill him a couple of times. Crapped. I guess crapped is a good description of those kind of gears. That kind of gear. What are you saying about forced gear changes? Only ethereal could be fun. I think only ethereal only is a fun concept, but the fact that ethereal items are so rare, so you need to find useful items and they also need to be ethereal, makes it kind of annoying. And I've said this before, and now the rabbit himself is in the chat. I think how Nuclear Rabbit did it, like no gold run, so you can't repair your stuff, is almost like ethereal only that you're not just limited to ethereal gear. I think that's a fun variation on the ethereal only run. But also ethereal only, then you would really pick up everything, because I leave a lot of stuff I don't even pick up anymore. Like if I don't think it will sell for a lot or have the chance to be decent, I often don't even pick it up. So I guess, you know, any challenge that forces you to play in a different way is interesting, I think, to some extent. So maybe it could be fun. No potion run. Yeah, that would be a hard one for me. I still like your crafting only run with the barbarian on hardcore. If you do it softcore, you need to do it to do Ubers too. Oh man, that's gonna be a long challenge. Oh, and ethereal only means no amulet and no rings. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I guess some items can't be ethereal. And no bows.
I can't carry it.
Speaking of ethereal and repairs, etc.
Good day.
Damn, max life no longer at 666. Oh, too bad. Cursed level up.
Is it?
I'm gonna put this a bit further back just to decrease the likelihood of me accidentally throwing it away. Oops, forgot to repair. Ethereal only Boathon. I was trying to come up with something funny to say, but I've got nothing. So we still need the heart, which can be really quick to get or take a long time. Though with how powerful I am, I guess it should be pretty easy. Though there are dolls in the sewers, which is the thing that killed me in the player dungeon. Is that Duriel's shell you're wearing? I wish. Duriel's shell would be great. It is Venom Ward. Oh, actually now, sorry, now that I am in Act 3, there's not as much poison damage, so I should really be using my Grey form again. Thank you for bringing my attention to it. Your time is up. Yeah, Rocksteady, I didn't even really get close, right? In that time, in those 20 minutes, I died. I guess I progressed a decent amount through the game, but I didn't really... It wasn't very close. I guess I found a pair of green gauntlets, which is about maybe as close as you can get to a unique, except for a failed unique. Grab the waypoint, drop some stuff off, put on the Grey form. I mean, this is still a great armor. Dual resistance, lifesteal, some stats. I mean, the stats are attack rating. Actually, if we're going to fight the council, I might wanna bring my rejuves with me. Hope for an amulet soon. So 3.5. Yeah, it is 200. It's more than 200 attack rating. Maybe this is a goated armor, actually. Since the dexterity is hidden attack rating. Hidden in plain sight, I guess, but... How much is magic damage reduced in total? Interesting, I have it on a few gear slots. Oh, 20? That is, I mean, speaking of my low resistances, having 20 magic damage reduction really helps with the resistance situation. Nice. I didn't really think about that, Merton. Good call. Did I see a shield in the inventory? You did. But yes, unfortunately, it is a terrible one. It's Storm Guild, the large shield, but also it's ethereal. So I never ended up even trying it because I found my good mauls before I even really. That's what I'm talking about. Stupid dolls. I guess I am cursed as well. Now I lost my train of thought. Hope I wasn't saying anything important. Could it be... Is it up here? This is a very sneaky one. Oh, this is a very sneaky... Like, back alley level 2. Should not underestimate Ampli being cursed. Holy crap, that was close.
Good to see you.
Increased chance of blocking too. Easy max block with this one, but... And also, I don't have a good weapon to go with it. This has open wounds, but... Smiting with only open wounds is gonna take such a long time and not really be that powerful, I feel like. Oh, so I was not only cursed, they were also might enchanted. Yeah, it is no good combination. Okay, it was fine. It's fine, it's fine. I didn't die. I was glancing over at chat right as I was ambushed by the dolls. So now I have kind of used most of my... Oh, I still have 3. I guess I found another one. I've used some of the rejuvenations I was saving for the council already. The freaking auras, dude. Yeah, there's so many auras. Just find a sod rune. If we find a sod rune, I'm definitely putting it in the store in the shield and then making a video about this run. Because when I do something funny or stupid with high runes, like selling the Sir rune in a few videos ago, I get so many comments about it. I think it's quite funny. My favorite way of trolling my viewers. I guess I need to just double check that the coast is clear. This is such a stupidly powerful run. Right now. Bonk, 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 bonk. And we are still on players 3, by the way.
The temple shall shine anew with the light.
It's not trolling, it's driving engagement. Yeah, engagement farming. I guess it is. Actually, I just realized something. Why do I even have a bunch of jewels in the stack? I guess these are pretty good jewels. 13 max damage, cold resistance, not magic find. Alright, they are actually decently useful. I thought it was just crafting jewels, but of course I can't craft. Thank you, Balthazar, for the super chat. I just wish they renamed Chamrune to Neil. It comes before Sad. Yeah, Neil before Sad. Alright, alright, alright. Thank you for the super chat. And some Monday puns. Great, level 1. Of course, level 1 doesn't matter. What we really want is to have level 2. No, we want to have level 3, very close to the level 2 waypoint. So we have the option of farming Mephi. Brain working overtime, so then that should be this way. Well, it might actually be... Oddly enough, it might be a quick route to go to Travincal and go through level 1 and then to level 2. Might actually be faster than your average level 2. Oh, leave a town portal. Good call. That was a misclick. I didn't mean to attack there.
Good day. Good day.
Trying so hard to not attack.
Good day.
Can you put them in the socket of your uniques, or does the jewel also need to be unique? I haven't used a jewel as a socket filler yet, but my initial thought was that as long as the base item is unique, I can put whatever in it, you know, runes, gems, or a jewel. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think it's quite unlikely either way that a magic jewel is gonna be what I end up socketing instead of a rune. Unless I find a better jewel like attack speed and resistance, or enhanced damage and attack speed, or something cool like that. Because otherwise it's gonna be either a shale rune or an F rune to reduce enemy defense. Most likely. We'll see though. I'm still holding on to all my socketing quests. I don't really need to find a waypoint, I guess. But it's good to have the Nightmare Mephisto waypoint, because he will probably be one of the better farming targets even later on. Like, even if I get stuck in hell, it might be better to go to... Ooh, scary. It might be better to go to Nightmare Mephisto than to try and farm some difficult boss in hell.
Impossible.
Oh, now I'm out of town portals as well. Who invited all the dolls here? Holy crap. Like a doll infestation. Right. Cowards exit. TP, remember, yeah, thank you. Now we're stocked up.
What can I do for
Holy freeze for dolls. That's what that is what Wahid was supposed to provide, but he couldn't really stand up to the heat.
Yes?
Curse of the doll. still the curse of the doll rune. Man, I'm so slow. I guess my cold resistance is not that high. And I have no half freeze duration or anything. A scintillating Jewel of Fairy would be an insane drop, actually. Yeah. I mean, actually, even maybe a rare jewel with multi-resistances, or just a scintillating, it's hard word, an all-res jewel, or a rare jewel with dual resistances or something, could be really great. Of course, attack speed of Fervor, always welcome. But I don't think I attack too slowly, at least not with the Steel Driver. Of course, it would be a great drop, but also it's very rare, right? Alright, so not too bad. But it's still probably faster to go from the waypoint than to go from Travincal. I would guess. Yeah, I think so. Oh. I thought the game was easy, but we're on Players 1 now. Yeah, we've been on Players 1 for the entire Act 3, so I was a liar before when I said I was playing Players 3. Whoops. Trying to slot in 5 more magic fine for Mephisto. I guess I don't need fire resistance against Mephisto. Completely ignoring his bodyguards that all deal fire damage. Still got the crossbow, I see. Yeah, I think I can confidently sell the crossbow now. But also, I don't really need the stash space at this very moment. Why do I take literally 0 damage? Oh, it's the 20 magic damage reduction. Wow, Hydras didn't do anything. And that's the thing, like Hydras that deal lots of damage but in small increments get so owned by magic damage reduction.
I
Nice.
am overburdened.
I actually think that magic damage reduction and straight up flat damage reduction might be some of the most underrated stats in Diablo 2. Of course, if you're farming players 8 in hell against death lords and that kind of those kind of enemies, then yes, you really want damage reduction percentage instead. But I think that damage reduction and magic damage reduction are kind of sleeper stats. Of course, 20 magic damage reduction is maybe stacked beyond what you can typically expect. Between my armor, my 2 nagels, and my belt. A coward portal. Big crushing blow hits. I guess we should maybe do the player's trick, even though... I wonder if it's too late to do it now that I started fighting him, but we can try. Bonk, 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 bonk. Ooh, 10 life, did you see that? Alright, farming Mephisto is proving a little more difficult than I thought it would be.
The Lord of Hatred shall darken
A
the
little late,
world
Blade Buckle,
longer.
a little
I
late.
can't carry it.
But welcome anyway. Mephisto Charge Bolt was also doing nothing. Yeah, I think it was mostly his cold spells. So next time we can load up on thawing potions before going in. This is a very decent belt, but not compared to String of Fears, of course. I have found a lot of set rings, actually. Let's try farming him for a few runs, see what it feels like.
It is the time.
Oh yeah, I have, well, plenty of time. I have at least half an hour. I say at least half an hour. Last time I talked, I said I have a hard stop at 12, and now I have at least half an hour. Herald of Saccharum incoming. One time. It would be so fun to find that on a Paladin for once. Well, I shouldn't complain about loot, I guess. We're going on for another 3 to 4 hours. Unfortunately, I have somewhere to be in the afternoon, which is why the stream is so early today. But we can definitely squeeze in a few meth runs. We'll see if Wahid can stay alive against the council. Otherwise, I'm just gonna start running past them. Because I don't wanna, like... Wahid does not have my magic damage reduction stat, so he's still gonna take a lot of damage from them. Or he can take a lot of damage from them. I guess now I didn't give any to Wahid, but I'm hoping that I will be able to take all the aggro from Mephisto. And then he can just stand back and... Swap to Bone Snap for the crushing blow, of course.
My brothers have escaped you.
Bandistak.
I am overburdened.
Why do I keep identifying rares? 20 run speed, dual 20 plus resistances. Super good boots. Oh, it's the Blood Thief. Duh. Well, okay. That one I already have. Well, then I can bring the boots to sell, I guess. Yeah, I did the player's trick, but my chat thing has broken, so it didn't show. But I did swap. So now I'm typing players 1, but it doesn't pop up, but it does change. I have to say, this is looking light years easier than Andy was. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Day and night compared to Andariel. When we started her anyway. Man, these dolls are really busting me. I guess it's fine because I can actually outrun them with Vigor on. Ooh, I think Wahid is... Okay, he moved out of the fire. Good. It kind of looks like all the Hydras are targeting me. Because I was just gonna say that I'm surprised how well Wahid is standing up to the Hydras. Yeah, those boots, man. I guess I should still pick those kind of items up to sell them, but it is painful to see the stats and then not be able to use them. Man, he's just punching me. And kind of dealing more damage to me than with his spells. Alright. Actually, I should probably use Bone Snap for a little longer, because it also gives me some resistances. Like now I have 85 cold resist. Yeah, I should use Bone Snap for most of the fight, and then only swap like very late, or maybe not even swap at all.
I can't carry it.
Because Bone Snap has 30 cold resistance.
Good evening.
So it is actually slightly harder than I thought it would be. Kind of cool. Though it's hard to get excited by a two-hander. You didn't save Kane. I guess I'm kind of a douchebag nowadays, leaving Kane in his cage on every run. He says, wielding a bone snap. Oh, right, yeah. I meant specifically for casters. You are right. I'm using two-handers on both weapon switches. Maybe I'm wasting my time taking out stuff like this. Maybe I should even just beeline for Mephisto. If I'm thinking mostly about his unique loot table anyway. Yeah, probably. Like I did in normal, just run to this room. You know, clear out the enemies here and then just go to straight for Mephisto instead. Alright, this looks a little bit better. I brought and bought, I guess, a couple of antidotes this time to help with the poison. And tag in Wahid for a while. Are you continuing the one-hit challenge? Not right now. What the heck are these rares? Cold 29, Lightning 22, Fire 27. Holy crap. And 5 light radius for chat as well. Alrighty then. Mephisto being a bit of a tease. Yeah, 5% attack rating too. Godly gloves incoming, called it. You should have specified godly unique gloves. Oh man. Triple resistance on gloves, I feel is quite rare, especially. But that's like what I was saying before, that if you are playing another character, you can often make up your resistances on the glove, belt and boot slot with rares quite easily. Which is why I am especially a little extra worried for this character in particular. Because while there are some good boots and gloves and belts, the belt is great that we have already. But there aren't many uniques that have you know, dual or triple resistances. There are some that have all resistances, of course. But they're not as easy to get as a couple of good rares. Ravenfrost would be great, of course. Cannot be frozen and cold absorb. Oops, I forgot to... %70 chance, that's pretty good. And I have to remember now that I don't have any more rejuves, so I need to unfortunately tag in Wahid. Oh, nice sniper. Maybe for next run, if I give the antidotes to Mephisto instead. And not to Mephisto, but to Wahid. I think he was too close when I swapped player settings this time. So it didn't register.
Greetings.
You know, it would be nice to find one unique from Mephisto. I guess we did find Blade Buckle on the first on the quest kill. Yeah, of course, a unique amulet would be my preferred drop, since that's the only thing we're missing. Man, I might need to go to town and heal before fighting him. I've used so many of my potions already. And I'm still poisoned.
I am overburdened.
Thanks. 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 Thanks.
Streamer luck on.
Good to see.
I should not forget about that. Though I think maybe I have used most of my streamer luck. Right, let's go.
Thanks.
Also, I probably don't need to give both of us like 10 potions every time. It's probably enough with a couple. The fights aren't that long. I need to tank for a little bit. Maybe if I start in tanking and then swap to Wahid once I get really low. Even with an antidote, my poison resistance is only 32. Ooh, run. Maybe I should go with the Venom Ward. Okay, not gonna be greedy here.
Good day.
He needs more light radius. No, don't die. Blizzard as well. Sneaky son of a gun. Not what we're looking for. It is a nice circlet though. 5 to light radius. Gothic plate will probably sell for more though.
Good day.
Oh, it was a Gothic shield. Alright, never mind.
Hail to you, champion.
What's the last rule? No holy fire, holy freeze, or holy shock. Mephisto telling you to do that set only run, yeah. Though if I get rid of this, I lose 30 cold resistance, and Mephisto uses a lot of cold spells too. And in a way, poison is not as big of a deal since it's over time.
Thanks.
Well, he doesn't need those actually, because he has Venom Ward, right? Don't need to waste. Right, this was good. He started attacking Wahid. Now he's attacking me, letting Wahid heal up. Oh man, he's really going after me. Alright, good kill. No loot, but both me and Wade stayed alive. Good uptime on the banks.
What do you need?
Spirit Shroud, yeah, that would be great. Cannot be frozen. +1 skills, right? And I think some magic damage reduction. Time to gamble that Tarnhelm. Alright, I have some gold. We can give it a try. Let's gamble an amulet instead. 1 time unique. Let's gamble an amulet instead. 1 time unique. 2 time. 3 time. All resistances. Okay, 1 more. Offensive auras. Man, I really want to find a unique. Can we repeat the absolute cinema of an ending from last time? I say let's stream for 1 more unique and then something absolutely amazing drops. Last time it was a String of Ears, of course. Same game. Okay, thank you for saving me a little bit of time anyway. I didn't have to run all the way to Mephisto before I realized.
Hello.
Monkey's paw curse and a string of eardrops. What's the downside? Oh, a literal string of ears, I guess. Eisenheart incoming. Well, I unique. Or you mean? No, that's not called Eisenheart. I was thinking of something. Amulet. Herald of Saccharum. Torn Helm. Skin of the Viper Magi. Spirit Shroud. I'll take a Scalders. I was just about to say, look at how little their elemental damage does to me. I can't stand here all day long. Yeah, that was getting nuked, all right. And I was just thinking that, oh man, I can tank this so well, no problems. Haas incoming. Fingers crossed. He had conviction. Alright, that makes sense. So I guess once they started doing some big spells that went over my absorb, I took a lot of damage. I guess I was looking at the Hydra damage, getting overconfident, and then getting hit by meteors and firewalls and stuff. Oh, as long as I don't get cursed now, having Lightning Shrine against Andariel or Mephisto could be kind of nice. Can I walk up? I think it's enough to do that. I don't think I need to wake him up. A coip of glory for the collection. Yeah, I kind of regret selling one of them, the third one. I regret selling the third coip of glory now. Because if we find another one, it's starting to get really ridiculous and funny, right? Run. And stupid vampires.
Greetings.
I guess I don't need to buy antidotes anymore if we both are using Venom Ward.
I'm surprised you made it back all in one.
That's a bit rude to say. I'm surprised you made it back all in one piece. Excuse me. If he keeps spamming poison, I am very happy. That is like keeping his turn almost. It is a weapon for sure.
I am overburdened.
And or a unique for sure, I mean. And I think it's a pretty good one, only for the wrong character, because it is the Dark Clan Crusher, right?
Hail to you, champion.
Yeah. Let's see. 200 ED, 22% bonus to attack rating. Bonus damage against demons. Well, maybe not quite worth it. Druid skills. All right, we are right on 12:00 my time, and we did find a unique, so I'm unfortunately gonna have to end here. And I regret to inform you that there will be no stream on Friday. I am unfortunately busy. So next stream is gonna be in 1 week. I knew, yeah. Alright, so definitely not as much loot dopamine this time as the previous streams, but a lot of monster slaying dopamine. This is great. This freaking weapon, man. You're so fun to watch while I work. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Marvin. I appreciate that. Have a good one, everyone, and have a nice week. And next time we can think about it, and then we'll decide next time if we're gonna do Mephisto grinding or just push through. I'm leaning towards pushing through because it was a bit of a grind. It was a bit tedious, not necessarily hard or that slow, but it was slightly too dangerous to be really like easy breezy farming mode, which I guess it never was against Andariel, but you know. What? Okay, but if pushing through no loot, who are you? What did you do to Zarfen? Yeah. Alright, anyway, thank you everyone for hanging out today. It was a lot of fun. Very fun stream today. A bit incoherent with a bunch of rambling, but you know, thanks for hanging out regardless. And yeah, have a good week. And I'll see you another time.